Der999 Unboxes! I'm Der999 and today we are unboxing more sheeps and also this guy. Der999 and I completely forgot the intro and it took me like 3 attempts, which was weird, but anyway. So we got a Pocket Battleship out, a Yorktown and Yamato and Iowa to compare to these guys, which I kind of want to get 1/800ths peoples now, which I think would just be the battalion at the scale. But anyway, for some old world game. But anyway, so we got the Midway. The Shinano, which is a Yamato conversion into a carrier, and of course, if you couldn't guess already, a Nimitz. So yeah, let's get them out first. Let's start with the Midway, the least interesting of this bunch. You got the Midway to compete with the Shinano, and the Midways and the rules unlike the Nimitz class, which is it. And also, these are by XP Games on Etsy. All sorts of ships. Actually, that's also a lot of resin. They're all a lot of resin. Let's bring out the Montana too. There we go. And this is the Midway. Now, unlike the Montana, this actually got produced, because we need carriers after the war. Really nice. Okay, well maybe it's very soft detail, but it works. It gets the job done. And there's a lot of 3D print lines. Like, was it 3D print like that? Really? And some scraping. This thing paint won't cover up. Overall, really nice. That was around, I want to say, $15. Next up, Shinano. It's very round. It's very oblong looking. The carrier elevators are displayed, which is really nice. Same with that guy too. And it's the same scrapes. So things to clean up, and the details again really soft despite scale. All of these are 1/800. Overall really nice, and then the little extension there, because it's based on a Yamato. We'll do a comparison after we get the Nimitz unboxed. Look at the back. The biggest packet I could find. Everything else has basically the same scale bag. The Nimitz, no, the Nimitz wouldn't fit. The Nimitz wouldn't fit. By the way, the Nimitz is just under 500 meters. Look at it. Look at its scale. Oh, that's fit. There we go. Whatever. Now, this is a lot rather than this was the most expensive one in the lot. Now, actually, it doesn't like detail on the carrier deck, albeit that it has that 3D printedness on it. But good enough detail. Geez, that sound, that weighty sound. So actually, the Shinano is the smallest. Midway is pretty big. And then those are the supercarriers of the war. Let's Nimitz the Montana. The largest battleship of the war, basically, or the largest battleship that would have been produced during the war if it was needed. Oh my word. And it doesn't fit in the frame. There we go, let's do that. That's like the ship. This is the ship. Yeah, like it's really surprising that people were able to serve on such small vessels and live for months. Jeez. Let's bring out the Yamato. What people think is the largest ship. I mean, it's the most weighty ship of the war, whereas Iowa was longer, but Iowa was longer for aerodynamics or hydrodynamics / aerodynamics, both I guess. To be fair to the Nimitz. I mean, the Nimitz is gigantic. But the Yamato is actually kind of close to it. Yeah, Iowa. Oh, whoops. Don't worry, it's risen. The Iowa is a bit longer than the Yamato. Yeah, and people say that the battleship died out because it was too big. Like what? Excuse me, the battleship died out because it was too big. What, are you serious? There are people that say that argument. There are people who seriously, I kid you not, use that argument against battleships as they were too big. I'm like, what? Then what is this? Versus the Yorktown or Enterprise. So it's Enterprise versus Enterprise. Jeez. You're able to fit planes on this? You're able to fit planes on this? Really? And then the closest thing I got to the rest of the ships that you'd be seeing, destroyers and cruisers, the bucket battleship. Jeez, it fits. You could go kidding. Put a pocket battleship onto, and Nimitz could carry a pocket battleship on its hull. It could probably carry like two or three destroyers on its hull. And as far as I'm aware, this is 1/800ths. Same scale as everything else. And it's ginormous. Oh, that's gone. Hopefully you didn't need that. Do the Nimitz have rings on top? I don't think so. Let's get the Shinano. Compare it to the Yamato. You can always find it later if I really think I need it. Yeah, it's a Yamato, alright. Jeez, I can fit a puck battleship on its deck. And then Yorktown versus Midway. Battleship, biggest battleship that ended the war versus biggest battleship that exited the war, or was produced right at the end. Jeez. And also, you may be wondering why you got in the Nimitz, because they existed and it's the most expensive model they had. Not because it was the most expensive model I had, because I wanted to compare it to a lot of things. I wanted to compare it to all the other ships. I think it's the reason why they're producing it XP Gamers, is because it's so you can compare it to the other ships, because why not? Because why not? And also, you could reenact the movie Countdown, which had a Nimitz going back in time, except, you know, you could actually fight during that period. So yeah. Now, update to last time, there are rules for all these ships. There are rules for all the ships I unboxed last time, except for one or two. It was the odd one because the Montana was included. But I don't think the Plan Z carrier was included, but everything was included besides that. So yeah, and the Shinano was included, Midway was included, and then it wasn't because of obvious reasons. So yeah, that was included in the actual rulebook, which we didn't actually read, which is why I didn't know about that until after. So I'm just facing backwards. So yeah. Also, by the way, my D&D character, ASMR, in case I ever played D&D. Can't really use this guy in my own game because I don't have people with wings who aren't birds. But they're really nice. Not much to clean up, actually. I had to glue them to the base. Something like that. Now that's one completely different vendor. I forgot who, which I'll link in the description though. Very, very nice model if you wanted to play an ASMR. Which I don't think there are many actual ASMR models. I know the DM at D3 Collectibles. I know Tim at D3 Collectibles had an ASMR for me. But there are very rare to find as collectibles, I would think. But yeah. And this is standard D&D scale, which is not heroic, it's the one below that. It's the normal scale. But anyway, so yeah, definitely worth it. Although the Nimitz is slightly less worth it because, again, it's most expensive. It's most expensive and less useful in games because there really isn't a game where you can use Nimitz without having to make up its own rules, which I'll probably do. And then there'll be rules for it when I make up the rules for the Nimitz. So I have to play a few games first. I'll have to play a few games of Victory at Sea first in order to. But anyway. But it's just crazy how we went from puny little battleships to gigantic carriers. There's a reason why the US and France has super carriers and no one else does. There's a very good reason. Japan can't have super carriers anymore because it's against their religion. or against their government style or whatever, then religion, of course, that's a joke. It is against their ethics or something like that. But anyway, Russia can have it because they can barely keep their current carrier floating. Britain can't have it because they don't want to put the money into building one. They have a kind of sort of supercarrier, a baby supercarrier. Maybe it's on the same scale as the USS America. You know, the first supercarrier, but other than that, yeah, France has one, and France has like 2. America just has a dozen. China has, like Britain, a kind of sort of one. But yeah. But nothing on the scale as the Nimitz or the, I mean, maybe the British carrier is on the scale of the Nimitz. But it just doesn't, they got no planes for it. And they got F-35s, but F-35s can take off of a friggin', F-35s can take off of a friggin' Haley carrier. Like what Japan's doing. So, yeah. But anyway. So, yeah, I mean, like, there's a very good reason why no one really produces that, and there's a very good reason why no one produces battleships. Because even if we had a battleship the same scale as, if we had a battleship that wouldn't fit on a Nimitz deck with its base, for crying out loud, if we had one that wouldn't fit on its base, for crying out loud, the issue is the guns don't have range. However, we're getting there with ramjet shells, with rocket-propelled ramjet shells, and railguns. So once we figure those out, battleships will come because we need battleships to fight the hypersonic missiles, which the carriers can't fight because they're outrangeed by the hypersonic missiles. But anyway. Or we get long-range planes, which would work, that would work, I must admit. But anyway. And also battleships are really good at countering any damage you may incur from hypersonic missiles. And they're scary, so people want to shoot at them, they're tanks. Whereas battleships are rangers or glass cannons. I mean, carriers are glass cannons, battleships are tanks. And I thought battleships can lose the theory. I mean, to be fair, modern supercarriers are insanely tanky. It's just, can they attack while they're taking damage is another thing entirely, and how long can they stay engaged while taking damage, where the battleship can do it all day. The carrier might not be able to. But anyway. Alright, that'll be it for this video. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate watching on this video. It was definitely very, very worth it. The only thing that's not worth it is maybe the Nimitz class, because you can't really play with it, but if you just wanted it to collect, if you're getting these ships just to collect, I would say get it. It's great for scale. And I got some, you're going to be seeing the Nimitz class a few more times, because I'm going to be scaling it with some Star Wars Armada ships. Which, just by guessing, I don't think they're in scale with each other. Because I think they're around the same size, and they shouldn't be, because I think the Venator is like 3 kilometers long, and the frigate, or a mile long, and the Nimitz is not that. But anyway, this will be fun. Alright, that bit first. Also, you're worth it. You're really nice. I really like your simple armor. I was between this guy and a more complex one. A more complex, fancy one, but I'll do that later. But really nice, good detail. Definitely worth $9. But anyway, so I'll add links in the description to everything, including the last video. Including the last unboxing of ships. Alright, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate watching. If you were to get the rest of the stuff in the description below, such as there is space for channel, support content like this. And yeah. Alright, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. And of course, this way for channel for watching these videos, engaging content that I produce, and by sharing friends, family, and anyone else to you. Alright, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. And I guess see you in a second.